Well, it was a right cock up, and it was a right cock up because I didn't heed my advice from an earlier part, which is be careful and pay attention. All right, so what I did with this thing was I'd already glued these in, I'd glued those in, and I had put the front part on it to make sure everything lined up, all right? And then what I did was one by one, I hadn't glued these on because I wasn't sure of the angle. There was too much play on them. So once I pushed that in place, I then got these and with a pair of tweezers managed to get them into their right places. It was fiddly, but I managed it. And then put in these tanks, right? This is very confusing because it shows you to put in that one and that one. Then it says ×2, but you have no way of knowing the orientation of the other two, right? And then it's 42. You've got to put that in. But where? Where does 42 go, right? That was confusing. And yeah, this part here, 44, which I said was very loose in the balls there. I'd figured out what that is. Basically what happens is when you put these in, they line up. This bit goes in that bit, and then that 44 bit, which you can't see in the drawing because it's confusing, goes into a bit just in the neck on the other side of there, all right? So I was happy with that, all well and good, all right? Then I moved on and I did this bit, you know, the upper cage area, which is 2 parts, nice and intricate, right? As you can see, I haven't glued it to those 2 bits yet because I haven't painted it. The weather is pretty horrible out there today, so I'm not going to be spraying anytime today, so it's going to be a delay before the next part. So then I went off and I had my tea, right? And then I thought, I know what I'm going to do next. I'll get started on the pod, all right? Nice little bit of modelling thing before I have my bath, right? Now, the parts for the pod and also the extra special pod bits are in a separate sealed bag. So when I went and I got these, took them out of the bag, and what's in the bag with them? This bloody thing, 81, the one that I said wasn't in there and I had to use something else. It seems that because this is a variant of the Eagle, the one I found is included on a sprue, but it's not needed. This one was in a separate bag with all the pod bits, right? That's why I couldn't find it. It didn't occur to me to look in the other pack, right? So it's all my fault. What I had to do, because again, it would have niggled me, even though this isn't going to be a slavish recreation of the one seen in the show, it would niggle me, much like the orientation of the leg pods was wrong. It would niggle me that I didn't have this. So, and how foolish was I? What I decided to do was peel the wrong one off. And I managed to do it because the glue, like before, hadn't quite set. As you can see, I managed to peel it off, right? But unfortunately, all these little struts, which I had glued in place, I hadn't glued in too well because they all fell out like something from a Kaplunk game. And there's been much cussing and muttering this morning to get them all back in and get this new piece put on. But we're done now, so I can move on, thank God. All right. So again, waiting for primer for that. It's going to take a while. I didn't manage to finish the pod this morning. It's nice to have actually something a bit more substantial. And I've done one of the side extending doorway things. All right, so that's where I am with that. The other thing in this part, just to note, is something to do with the engine bells. The engine bells are up here, all right, and I'm indebted to a YouTube guy by the name of Lou Dalmoso. When this model was on its way, I was just looked on YouTube, search for building MPC 14-inch Eagle 4. And yeah, Lou, I don't know if you'll ever watch this, but thanks, Lou, if you do, for putting me onto something. He had spotted a problem on the instruction sheet. And if I hadn't watched that and remembered that, I would have been scratching my head. This one is fine. These are the big engine bells that go at the back. These are the two sets of thrusters that are on the underside of the Eagle, but the numbers are all wrong. 49 and 50 is for type B, and 53 and 52 is type A. These are the wrong way round. That's A, that's B. So yeah, I've tried it and I've test fitted it, and yeah, thanks Luke. You saved me a bit more swearing. Oh, and I almost forgot the other thing that I've done is, before the weather changed, there we go, the pods and the beak are all in Ford Diamond White.